it's Alex and welcome back to my channel, and first I want to apologize. I didn't realize that at the start of drawing this piece, I was not filming. So we've missed the face and the initial premise of this piece. But this Draw This In Your style was in the style of a lot of my doodles. A little while ago, I bought these colored pencil leads, and I just like to do these individual color doodles without any pencil, like without any real pencil in them. And when I was sitting around thinking, what could I possibly draw for the next Draw This In Your Style challenge, I figured it would be kind of cool to not do it in my usual line art and full color rendering style. Instead, I was going to do my quote-unquote sketching style. It does put this piece at a disadvantage. It was definitely not picked as much, which totally understandable. It was probably not the best choice on my part to do that, but I got it in mind that it would be really cool to have this half red, half blue character with a whole bunch of purple accents about them. And honestly, a lot of this character kind of steamrolled together out of nowhere. I did not originally plan for them to be a vampire. Well, I did not originally plan for her to be a vampire. I did plan on her being some sort of magical creature because she has some sort of orb in front of her, which I've decided is some sort of magical influence she is about to cast at someone. Since I had the jar sitting there for from the last Draw This In Your style, I decided to pick a few elements wherever I felt like I was getting stuck. For her hair, I picked pixie cut, but I figured it would be kind of cute if it's a pixie cut that kind of looks like it's just pulled back. You know those pictures of people with incredibly short hair where it just looks like they have their hair behind their head in some sort of updo, but when they turn, it's just their hair is slicked back in some way, shape, or form? I figured that kind of fit with this kind of person that I was creating, just based on their expression. Since I actually did this piece directly following the first Draw This In Your Style challenge, I decided that I would use the 1860s ball gown card that I didn't use in the first one. So I went for this kind of, there's a style of 1860s ball gown where it has this sort of shawl caplet to it with a high collar, and then you see these bands of color around the very bottom of the skirt. Since I did the teeth, I then did the high neck collared cloak that you usually see on vampires, and who doesn't want to be wearing two cloaks? I mean, cloaks and capes need to come back into style. It is 2020, we need them back. But this piece was kind of, I don't want to say that it was supposed to be more relaxing for me, but that's what this style tends to be. This is the style that I doodle in. Like when I was sitting in class and I need to do something to keep my hands occupied that isn't tapping on the desk, and I can just kind of pay attention to lecture at the same time, this is the style I draw in, because I don't have to actually focus on doing very strict line work. It can just be very sketchy. And I've been wanting to do a piece like this on my channel for a while, but there's no point to really doing a piece that's just like, oh, watch me doodle, because I feel like that would be a little boring, because I don't feel like I'd have a lot to say. Maybe I could make it into some sort of tutorial, but I don't know if I've technically earned the right to be allowed to give a tutorial. I'm completely self-taught. Well, I'm mostly self-taught, and I don't know, I feel like I'm not exactly remarkable, but then again, that's just a matter of perspective, because everybody's on a scale, and I'm at a different point in a scale than any of you might be. So, regardless, probably won't be seeing a video of this style for a while on my channel. If you guys would like videos more of this particular style, go ahead and leave me a comment. I also realized after I was done editing this video that I did absolutely no angle changes throughout the entire process, so this is literally just, I set the camera on and went. It was probably about 2 in the morning at the time of me doing this, maybe earlier if I happened to film the first Draw This In Your Style on one of my days off, but I don't recall at this point. I filmed this November 5th, because these were actually the first pieces of art that went into my 21st sketchbook. So yeah, it's been a hot second. November 5th. This one and the first one. The next one I did the day after on the 6th. It's, it just goes to show that this style is, this type of illustration is really just the ones that I kind of like settle into and just let my brain go. One thing I will say about this brand of colored pencil lead, the original brand I used, I think, was it Uni? No, I think this stuff is Uni. I had a different brand of just a red and a blue that I originally used. I originally had to get because they were required for my structural geology class. That specific brand of lead refused to erase and also refused to smudge. This brand just refuses to erase. This stuff smudges like no tomorrow. I took a video of my smaller sketchbook. I actually started smudging the colored pencil on the paper while I was still working on this one, which has never happened to me before. If you do like this type of illustration and decide that these colored pencil leads are what you would like, because they do come in a great set. I only show the blues, the reds, the pink, the purple, but they've also got an orange and a green. I think they also had a yellow. Don't think I used it. Did I? Did it? I don't remember actually. I'll link it down below if anybody is interested in them, but they're good for on the go considering you can just put them in a mechanical pencil if you have the right nib diameter. But since they smudge so much, it makes smoothing out the color very easy, but it makes keeping it in a sketchbook very hard. At the end of this piece, I actually had to cut out a piece of tracing paper and tape it over the very top, so that way I'd be able to protect the back of the page before. And also to be able to protect this piece because I don't want it to be constantly rubbing as I actually use the sketchbook itself. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching me work on this piece. Like in the last video, I will be showing all of the attempts at this this Draw This In Your Style challenge. If you feel so inclined, hit that subscribe button and check me out on my other social media handles. Thanks, and check out these other artists.